Hello, welcome to the Learn English Lab.
Hello.
Get ready for another engaging exploration as we tackle 50 more essential GRE level vocabulary words.
That's right. This is our fourth installment, covering words 151 through 200.
And our goal isn't just, definitions. We want to really dig into the nuances, see them in action, connect them to real life.
Absolutely. And we'll offer memory hooks, usage tips, basically everything you need to make these words part of your active vocabulary.
Exactly. Let's hope for some aha moments today. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it. First up, commensurate.
Commensurate. Okay.
It means proportionate or equivalent, the same size, extent, or degree. Like the salary offered was commensurate with her experience and qualifications.
Right. So it fits. The pay matches the experience level.
Exactly. And think about it more broadly. It's about fairness, balance. Like responsibilities go up, pay should too. Or punishment fitting the crime. That kind of idea.
Got it. So a sense of equilibrium. Okay, next we have compendium.
Compendium. It's a concise but comprehensive summary, a collection or a list.
Like the example. The professor's compendium of literary terms was an invaluable resource for students.
Precisely. Think of a travel guidebook. It summarizes attractions, tips, everything you need, but compactly. It's efficient.
A pocket guide, yeah. Or even making your own summary notes for studying. That's a compendium too, right?
Definitely. A very useful concept, like a personal cheat sheet, but comprehensive.
Okay, moving on to complacent.
Right. Complacent. This means self-satisfied, maybe a bit smug, overly content, which often leads to, well, laziness or carelessness.
Like the sentence. The team's complacent attitude after their early success led to a surprising defeat. They got too comfortable.
Exactly. That's the danger. You have some success, you relax, you stop trying as hard, and then things go wrong. Happens to students, businesses, athletes.
So it's different from just being content. Complacent has that negative edge, that risk of falling behind.
That's a crucial distinction.
Okay, now a similar sounding one. Complacent, spelled with an I.
Yes. Complaisant. This means eager to please, cheerfully compliant, or obliging.
So more positive, like the complacent waiter went out of his way to accommodate the guest's requests. He was happy to help.
Right. It suggests a genuine willingness, not like sucking up, but really wanting to be agreeable and helpful. Think of someone who volunteers willingly.
Cheerful willingness. Good way to put it. Keeps that separate from complacent. Next, complementary with an E.
Complementary, meaning completing or enhancing something else, fitting together well.
The example is good. Their complementary skills, she in design and he in coding, made them a perfect team. They fill each other's gaps.
Exactly. Like sweet and sour flavors in cooking, or maybe different study tools like flashcards and practice tests. They work better together.
They make a better whole. And importantly, not complementary with an I, which means free or praising.
Good point. Very different meaning.
Okay, then we have compliant.
Compliant. This means obedient, submissive, or adhering to rules.
Liken. The company ensured its products were compliant with international safety standards, following the rules.
Yes. Think about filing taxes on time that's being compliant. If you're non-compliant, there can be penalties. It's often used in formal, legal, or regulatory contexts.
Makes sense. Obeying the standards. All right, next up is concede.
Concede. This means to admit something reluctantly, or maybe to yield or give something up.
Example. After a heated debate, she conceded that her opponent's point was valid. She gave in on that point.
Right. Or think of a sports team conceding defeat, or a politician conceding an election. There's often that sense of reluctance or yielding after a struggle.
It's not just admitting, but admitting after resistance, perhaps.
Often, yes.
Okay, how about conciliatory?
Conciliatory. That's about reconciling or appeasing, trying to restore peace or calm things down.
So his conciliatory tone during the negotiation helped resolve the conflict. He was trying to make peace.
Exactly, like a manager making a gesture after a disagreement, or diplomats using careful language to ease tensions. It's about mending fences.
Aiming for harmony. Got it. Next is concur.
Concur. Simple one, really. It means to agree or approve, to share the same opinion.
The board concurred that the new policy would benefit the organization. They all agreed.
Right. Friends concurring on where to go for dinner, judges concurring with a majority opinion. It's often used in more formal or professional settings.
And usually used with right? Concur with something or someone.
Typically, yes.
Okay. Then there's condone.
Condone. This means to overlook, tolerate, or sort of treat something bad as harmless, often reluctantly.
The teacher did not condone cheating, but gave the student a chance to retake the test. So she didn't approve of the cheating, but allowed a second chance.
Exactly. It often implies disapproval of the act itself, but you're letting it slide, perhaps for a bigger reason. But condoning repeated bad behavior can enable it.
Right. It's overlooking something you know isn't quite right. Okay, next. Confer.
Confer. This has two main meanings. One is to consult together, compare views.
Like the committee conferred for hours. They discussed it.
Right. The second meaning is to bestow or grant an honor or degree.
Ah, like a university conferring degrees at graduation?
Precisely. So context tells you whether it's about discussion or granting something.
Got it. What about confound?
Confound. This means to confuse, frustrate, or sometimes even make things worse. To mix things up.
The complex instructions confounded the new employees. They were totally confused.
Yes, or unexpected results in an experiment might confound a scientist's hypothesis. It suggests bewilderment, maybe being thrown off track.
Definitely sounds confusing. All right, next is a fancy one. Connoisseur.
Ah, yes, Connoisseur. An expert, especially in things like fine arts, wine, food, someone with refined judgment and deep knowledge.
As a wine connoisseur, she could identify the vintage with a single sip. She really knows her stuff.
Exactly. It implies more than just liking something. It's about educated appreciation, discerning taste. An art connoisseur judging paintings, for example.
Requires real expertise. Okay. Next, connote.
Connote. This is about suggesting or implying something beyond the literal meaning, the associations a word carries.
Like, the word home connotes warmth and security, not just a building. It evokes feelings.
Perfect example. Or a firm handshake might connote confidence. Dark clouds in a story might connote trouble. It's the suggested meaning.
As opposed to denote, which is the literal dictionary definition.
Exactly. Connotation is the added layer.
Okay, console.
Console can be a verb or a noun. As a verb, console, it means to comfort someone who's grieving or disappointed.
She consoled her friend after the loss of a pet, offering comfort.
Right. As a noun, console, it's a control panel, like a gaming console or the console in a car.
Context makes it clear. Good to know the pronunciation difference, too. Next, consolidate.
Consolidate means to unite, combine, or strengthen, to make something more coherent or solid.
The company consolidated its departments to improve efficiency, merging them together.
Yes, or students reviewing notes to consolidate their knowledge, bringing it all together. Businesses might consolidate debt. It's about merging for strength or clarity.
Combining things effectively makes sense.
Yeah.
How about constrict?
Constrict. To squeeze, compress, or restrict freedom.
The tight bandage constricted blood flow to the wound, made it narrower.
Right. It can be physical, like a snake constricting prey, or metaphorical, like bureaucratic rules constricting creativity, or anxiety constricting your throat.
That feeling of tightening or limitation.
Okay.
And construe.
Construe means to interpret or understand something, a word, an action in a particular way.
Like, his silence was construed as agreement by the team. That's how they interpreted it.
Exactly. Sarcasm might be construed as an insult. Judges construe laws. It often involves a degree of subjective interpretation, and you often see it used with as.
Interpreting meaning. Got it. What about contentious?
Contentious means controversial, likely to cause arguments or disagreement.
The contentious debate over the budget delayed the meeting. People were arguing about it.
Right. Think politics, religion topics that often spark contentious discussions, or contentious scientific theories. It suggests conflict, often divisive.
Something people are likely to fight over. Okay.
Yeah.
Contextualize.
Contextualize. To place something in context, provide background information to help understanding.
The historian contextualized the war by discussing its economic causes, giving the backstory.
Exactly. Teachers contextualize literature by talking about the author's era. News articles provide context for current events. It's explaining the why or how behind something.
Providing the bigger picture.
Yep.
Very important. Next, contraries.
Contraries simply means opposing things, direct opposites.
Like, the contraries of optimism and pessimism shape their differing outlooks. Two opposite ends of a spectrum.
Yes, good and evil in philosophy, hot and cold, love and hate, direct opposites, not just differences.
Clear opposites. Okay, contrite.
Contrite, feeling or expressing genuine remorse or sorrow for doing something wrong, truly sorry.
He was contrite after forgetting his friend's birthday and apologized sincerely. He felt genuinely bad.
Right. It's heartfelt regret, not just a forced apology, like an employee owning up to a mistake and being genuinely sorry, often linked to repentance or penitence.
Sincere remorse.
Okay.
Now for a mouthful. Contumacious.
Yes. Contumacious. It means stubbornly disobedient or rebellious, willfully defying authority.
The contumacious student ignored the teacher's repeated warnings. Stubbornly defiant.
Exactly.
But
Think of someone defying a judge's orders in court. It implies a willful, almost perverse resistance to authority.
strong word for stubborn rebellion. Okay. Conundrum.
Conundrum. A riddle, a puzzle, any confusing or difficult problem or mystery.
Choosing between two dream jobs was a conundrum for her.
Yeah.
A tough puzzle to solve.
Right. Or figuring out how to budget with limited funds. Word riddles are conundrums too. Basically a perplexing problem with no easy answer.
A real head scratcher. Got it. Next. Converge.
Converge means to move toward a single point or to unite, coming together.
Fans converged on the stadium for the championship game. They all came together there.
Yes. Scientists converging at a conference. Lines converging to a point in geometry. Ideas converging. It's about meeting or merging.
Gathering at a common point. Okay. Conversant.
Conversant means knowledgeable or familiar with or in a particular subject, able to talk intelligently about it.
She was conversant in French literature, impressing her professors. She knew it well.
Right. A tech recruiter might need to be conversant with different programming languages. A traveler might be conversant with local customs. It implies familiarity and understanding.
Good to know it pairs with in or with. Next, conversely.
Conversely, a transition word meaning in an opposite way, on the other hand.
She thrived in chaos, while conversely he preferred order, showing the contrast.
Exactly. Studying improves grades. Conversely, neglecting homework harms them. It introduces the opposing perspective or outcome, often in a slightly more formal way.
Signals a contrast.
Okay.
Convoke.
Convoke means to call together for a meeting or assembly, to summon.
The mayor convoked a town hall to address the crisis. Called people together formally?
Yes, universities convoke faculty meetings. Historically, kings would convoke their councils. It implies a formal, often official, gathering.
Formal summoning. Got it. How about convoluted?
Convoluted means twisted, overly complicated, extremely complex, and difficult to follow.
The convoluted plot of the novel confused many readers. Too many twists and turns.
Exactly. Think of complex bureaucratic procedures or arguments that are really hard to untangle. Anything unnecessarily complex and confusing.
Needlessly complicated. Right. Copious.
Copious means plentiful, abundant, in large amounts.
She took copious notes during the lecture. Lots and lots of notes.
Right, a copious harvest. A writer producing copious drafts. It emphasizes abundance, usually in a positive or neutral way.
Plenty something.
Corroborate.
Corroborate. To support or confirm something, a statement, a theory, evidence with additional proof.
The witness's testimony corroborated the defendant's alibi. It backed up the alibi.
Yes. Scientists try to corroborate findings by replicating experiments. DNA evidence might corroborate a witness account in court. It's about providing supporting evidence.
Confirming with proof. Very useful in formal contexts. Next, cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan means worldly, feeling at home in many different countries and cultures. Sophisticated and globally aware.
Her cosmopolitan outlook came from years of traveling abroad. Comfortable anywhere.
Right. Think of diverse international cities like New York or London as cosmopolitan hubs, or professionals who adapt easily to working in global teams. It suggests broad experience and openness.
Worldly and sophisticated, okay? Then Coset.
Coset, to pamper, coddle, or treat someone like a pet with excessive indulgence.
The grandmother cosseted her grandchildren.
Yeah.
Spoiled them a bit.
Perhaps it implies excessive care, maybe overprotection. Like pet owners who really indulge their animals, it can sometimes have a slightly negative feel, suggesting overindulgence.
Pampering too much. Got it. Codory.
Coterie, a small, close-knit, and often exclusive group of people with shared interests or tastes.
The artist's coterie included poets and musicians. Her inner circle.
Exactly. Think of high school cliques or a political leader's inner circle of advisors. It emphasizes intimacy and exclusivity within the group.
A tight, exclusive group. Okay, countenance.
Countenance. This one's tricky. It can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it's your facial expression, your face itself.
Like, her stern countenance warned the students. Her look.
Right. As a verb, it means to approve, permit, or tolerate something.
The manager might not countenance tardiness. Won't allow it.
Exactly. So the noun is about appearance, the verb is about permission or acceptance.
Two distinct uses. Good to know. Next, counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive means contrary to what common sense or intuition would suggest. Seems wrong, but it's right.
It's counterintuitive, but coffee can sometimes make you sleepier. That doesn't seem logical.
Right. Or how in economics, sometimes raising the price of a luxury good increases demand. It's surprising, goes against the grain of what you'd expect.
Unexpected results. Okay. Counterpoint.
Counterpoint, a contrasting element or argument that complements or balances another.
Her optimism was a counterpoint to his pessimism, a contrast that highlights both.
Exactly, but think of melody and harmony in music, they're counterpoints. Or presenting opposing views in a debate to create a balanced discussion. It's a contrast that often enhances.
A balancing contrast. Got it. Then counterproductive.
Counterproductive, having the opposite of the intended or desired effect, backfiring.
Yelling at the team was counterproductive. It was meant to motivate, but it just lowered morale.
Perfect example. Or maybe skipping meals to lose weight, which can slow metabolism. Actions that defeat their own purpose.
Things that backfire. Okay. Covert.
Covert, pronounced covert, means secret, hidden, not openly acknowledged.
The spy conducted covert operations. Undercover. Secret missions.
Yes. Hidden surveillance cameras, secret political negotiations, anything done secretly.
Hidden and secret. Easy enough.
Crafty. Crafty means cunning, skillful in using subtle or deceptive methods to achieve something. Sly.
The crafty fox outwitted the hunters. Clever and sneaky.
Right. A salesperson using flattery could be seen as crafty, or clever strategies in a game. It implies sly intelligence, often used negatively, but sometimes admiringly for cleverness.
Cunning intelligence, okay? Craven.
Craven means extremely contemptibly cowardly, lacking courage in a shameful way.
His craven refusal to confront the bully disappointed his friends. Utterly cowardly.
Yes, it's a strong insult. Think of a leader avoiding tough decisions out of fear. It emphasizes shameful cowardice.
Very strong word for cowardly. Got it.
Credibility.
Credibility, believability, trustworthiness, the quality of being convincing or believable.
The scientist's credibility was questioned after errors were found in her data. People doubted if she could be trusted.
Exactly. A journalist needs credibility through accurate reporting. A witness's credibility is crucial in court. It's essential for being believed.
Believability, key concept. Next, credulous.
Credulous means gullible, too ready to believe things, easily fooled.
The credulous tourist fell for the scam. Too trusting, easily tricked. Right. Believing fake news easily might be described as credulous. It's generally negative, suggesting a lack of critical thinking. Don't confuse it with credible.
Easily fooled. Okay, crescendo.
Crescendo, a gradual increase in loudness, force, or intensity, often used in music, but not exclusively.
The music built to a crescendo got louder and more intense.
Yes. But you can also talk about excitement building to a crescendo or a protest reaching a crescendo. It's about that gradual build-up to a peak.
Increasing intensity. Got it. Culminate.
Culminate, to reach the highest point, the climax, or the final result.
Years of training culminated in her winning the gold medal.
Yeah.
It all led up to that final achievement.
Perfect.
Right.
A student's hard work culminating in graduation. A big project culminating in its launch. It suggests reaching a significant, often successful endpoint.
Reaching the peak or final result. Okay, cupidity.
Cupidity means excessive greed, especially for money or possessions, a strong desire for wealth.
His cupidity drove him to cheat his business partners. Extreme greed.
Yes. Think of characters like King Midas or the driving force behind Ponzi schemes. It's a negative word focusing on selfish desire for material gain.
Intense greed. Okay, curmudgeon.
Curmudgeon, a bad-tempered, grumpy, often old person. Cantankerous.
The curmudgeon next door complained about everything. Just a grumpy old guy.
Yes, that's the stereotype, like Scrooge before his transformation. It's often used somewhat lightheartedly, but it describes someone consistently irritable and complaining.
Good classic grump. All right.
Cynical.
Cynical, believing that people are motivated only by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or motives, pessimistic about others.
His cynical view made him doubt anyone's good intentions, always assuming the worst motives.
Right. Believing all politicians are corrupt is a cynical viewpoint. Questioning whether a company's promises are genuine, it's skepticism taken to a negative, distrustful extreme.
Deeply distrustful. Okay. Daunt.
Daunt. To discourage, intimidate, or make someone feel apprehensive about doing something difficult. The steep climb looked challenging, but it didn't daunt the experienced hikers. It didn't scare them off.
Exactly. Public speaking can daunt many people. A major challenge can be daunting. It implies something formidable that tests your courage or determination.
Intimidating challenge. Got it. And our final word for this deep dive, debase.
Debase. To degrade, lower in quality, value, or moral character.
Spreading false rumors was an attempt to debase his rival's reputation. To lower it, make it seem worse.
Yes. Fake reviews debasing a product. Historically, rulers debased currency by reducing its precious metal content. Sensationalist media might be seen as debasing journalism. It applies to moral, material, or reputational decline.
Lowering in value or quality. Okay, well, that was 50 words.
We made it. Quite a range there.
Definitely. So that concludes another insightful exploration. Hopefully you listening now have a deeper grasp of these terms and how you might use them.
And remember, the real key is consistent practice. Try to spot these words when you're reading, actively use them in your writing, maybe even in conversation.
Absolutely. Revisit the explanations. Think about your own examples. That's how they really stick.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, this concludes this deep dive into GRE vocabulary. If you found this helpful and, want to keep building your vocabulary with us,
please do like this video, share it with anyone else who might find it useful.
And subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll have more language learning content coming your way. Thanks for joining us on the Learn English Lab.
Thanks, everyone. Keep learning.